6:45. Welcome back to Breakfast Television, and I'm going to be talking about birds, but bird history more specifically. Bruce Archibald back with us again. You're a paleoentomologist.
That's
and,
right.
there's a live shot from the Century Plaza Hotel and Spa on Burrard. Usually you talk about really old insects, but you've moved into really old birds lately, correct?
Well, that's right. For this project, I was studying fossil insects collecting up in the Smithers region around 2000, 2001. And I came across this old newspaper clipping in the Bulkley Valley Museum that a volunteer had showed me about this fossil bird, and I immediately knew that this was a big deal.
And this is the clipping here, and that is a gentleman whose wife found this fossil in 1970, right?
Albrecht Klockner and his wife Margaret. And the clipping said that they were visiting relatives in the area.
Right.
So I came back to Vancouver and I thought, I got to track this down. It's from like 1970, so what are the chances they're even maybe alive at this point? So I started cold calling people in the area, just phoning up, hi, you don't know me, but I'm a paleontologist.
Right.
And sure enough, after a handful of calls, someone said, oh yeah, it's my uncle.
Yeah.
And they're still alive in Germany. So I got a hold of them, and after quite a long time, and they said, well, yeah, it's time for this bird to fly back to British Columbia.
Right.
Which was incredibly generous and nice of them.
And we're talking about history after the dinosaurs, about 50 million years ago. And there's a lot of question marks in BC about that time period, right? Or what the flora and fauna was like.
Yeah, well, I've been working on the fossil insects, and botanists have been working on the fossil plants, and the fish are becoming well known. But the birds have been completely unknown. Apart from feathers, we find loose feathers periodically, in fact quite regularly, but the skeletons have been entirely unknown for that time, bouncing back from that extinction event in this part of the world, northern North America. And so this is filling in a big blank spot.
Okay, talk to us about another discovery near Cache Creek as well. And that, I think we have some photos of that too. What is this fossil
There it
here?
is. That's the bird found by Paul Casadillo, a young man from Cache Creek. He found that when he was a teenager.
Wow.
And he kept it, he didn't really know what to do with it. He kept it in a shoebox under his bed for many years. And I met him and became friends with him. And he's a wonderful lad. And he said, well, maybe this should go to the Royal BC Museum. And so these birds started to accumulate, the Klockner bird, the Casadillo bird, and a couple of other ones. And I found a bit of a bird, actually. And once this critical mass of these fossils came together, I started assembling a team of people and got the world's expert in birds of that time period. That's Gerald Meyer from the Senckenberg Museum in Frankfurt, Germany. And with Gary Kaiser from the Royal BC Museum and Rolf Matthews from Simon Fraser. We all sort of had a different angle on this. And so then we put this project together and wrote up these birds, and the paper's coming out now in Canadian Journal of Earth Sciences.
Incredible. Tell us about one more discovery that was also near Smithers, involving Patricia, right?
Pat Pedley, that's right. And there she is with her bird, her mouse bird.
Mouse bird, which is generally found in like Africa these days.
Well, today they only live in sub-Saharan Africa, that's right. And she found this in 1968.
Right.
And immediately recognized, of course, that it's an important fossil. And she sent it off to various specialists who were puzzled by it, and they'd send it off to another person, and then someone would, I don't know, die or retire or something, or go to some. This bird traveled around various institutions of North America for 50 years, until finally it wound up at Thompson Rivers University. And when I was assembling this group of fossils, I came across the Pedley bird as well, and that became part of this project.
Amazing. Okay, well, we're in a golden age of discovery right now when it comes to post-dinosaurs, right?
We certainly are. We're at the beginning. This is the summary of where we're at now. We didn't know anything before. Now we're at the beginning. There's lots to find out.
Thank you so much, Bruce. Really appreciate coming by.
Great. Thank you.
Fascinating stuff. All right, take a break and see what's in store for weather. Coming back. Stick around.